Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. According to UPI, China announced export restrictions on Monday targeting 10 U.S. defense companies, immediately limiting trade with these entities. The newly imposed sanctions prohibit Chinese firms from exporting military and dual-use items, such as drones, robotic hardware, and specialized software used for defense and national security. The affected companies include Oshkosh Defense, Teal Drones, and Ball Aerospace and Technologies, among others. Additionally, China's finance ministry announced that 46 U.S. companies, including major defense contractors like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and General Atomics, are now barred from participating in Chinese government procurement projects. Both bans are effective immediately, though exceptions may be granted for truly necessary cases. These trade restrictions serve as Beijing's direct countermeasure to the U.S. Pentagon's decision earlier this month to update its list of Chinese entities allegedly aiding the Chinese military. That update, which included major corporations like Alibaba Group, Baidu, and BrightD, prohibits the U.S. Department of Defense from directly awarding contracts to the listed Chinese firms. NHK reports that humanitarian conditions in Gaza continue to deteriorate as Israeli forces expand their areas of control, pushing deeper into residential zones. Although a ceasefire took effect in October, Israeli troops remained in Gaza, controlling approximately 60% of the territory. In May, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered this area of control to be increased to 70% to exert pressure on Hamas. According to the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, Israeli forces have been placing yellow concrete blocks in northern Gaza City to mark the yellow line, which demarcates their territory. Arab media outlets report that this boundary has recently moved hundreds of meters, forcing numerous families to relocate without warning in the middle of the night amidst shelling and drone attacks. Displaced residents, exhausted by repeated relocations, are calling for an end to the Israeli blockade and appealing for international assistance to address the worsening humanitarian crisis. In an exclusive interview with Al Jazeera, Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani announced that significant progress has been made in the ongoing negotiations between the United States and Iran. The high-level talks held in Switzerland and mediated jointly by Qatar and Pakistan lasted for over 18 hours and successfully laid the groundwork for a potential final agreement. According to the Prime Minister, the discussions were highly productive, and the responsibility has now been handed over to technical teams to iron out the remaining details and push the negotiations forward. The talks, which took place at the Bergenstock Resort, covered critical regional issues including the security of the Strait of Hormuz, the situation in Lebanon, and the status of frozen Iranian assets. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance also acknowledged progress on these key issues, raising hopes for a diplomatic breakthrough to ease tensions in the Middle East. According to CBS News, President Trump is expected to meet with top executives from the largest U.S. defense contractors on Wednesday. This gathering follows a previous White House meeting on March 6 and comes while the administration is actively engaged in ongoing peace talks with Iran. The administration has been intensifying pressure on major defense firms, including Lockheed Martin, RTX, Boeing, and Northrop Grumman, to prioritize weapons production and domestic manufacturing capabilities over shareholder payouts. In January, Trump issued an executive order aimed at limiting contractor dividend payments and stock buybacks, a measure Congress is currently considering codifying into law. The president is particularly expected to demand explanations from Northrop Grumman, which offered a buyback and increased its dividends alongside RTX in May, despite pressure. This upcoming meeting follows Trump's recent invocation of the Defense Production Act on June 11 to address systemic bottlenecks, limited production capacity, and fragile supply chains within the U.S. munitions industrial base. Trump warned in a memo to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth that these shortfalls could severely impair the nation's defense capabilities. According to CBS News, a new study published in the journal Nature suggests that the interstellar comet 3I Atlas, which zipped past Earth last year, could be the oldest and coldest object ever observed in our solar system. Scientists estimate that the comet could be up to 12 billion years old, nearly 3 times the age of our solar system, which formed about 4.5 billion years ago. Using the James Webb Space Telescope and the ALMA Observatory in Chile, astronomers analyzed the comet's isotopic composition. They discovered that 3I Atlas contains 10 times more deuterium, heavy water, than typical comets in our solar system. This extremely high abundance indicates that the object formed in an ultra-cold environment of -243 degrees Celsius. Furthermore, the comet exhibits a striking lack of chemical enrichment, suggesting it originated close to newborn stars during the universe's cosmic noon, an era of rapid star formation approximately 10 billion years ago. As the third interstellar object ever detected by humanity, 3I Atlas has provided researchers with an unprecedented opportunity to study the chemistry of another galaxy, though it is now leaving our solar system forever. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.